Welcome to the Gamer Side Quest, wherever you may be, however you may be listening. Thank you so much for joining us today. I've got my lovely, lovely co-host, as always. We got Balrose Eric, and we've got Hack Attack. How are you guys doing
you get
today?
A different voice.
I
get you get Eric and then Hack Attack.
No, I gave you Balrose. He's the Hack Attack.
He's like some old Italian dude.
Well, I mean, you are pretty old.
You're older
Look
than
what they
me.
did to my boy.
I don't feel it.
You're literally like 2 years older than me. What do you mean?
I don't feel it.
Jesus.
If you look it.
Maybe physically, but mentally.
Where
no.
the difference is, I feel it, but I don't look it. Whereas you look it, but you don't feel it. See?
Nah,
Yeah.
What am I?
Ryan's both of them.
you're dead.
He looks it and feels it.
I'm both.
Your gray is showing.
My gray's
I
always
know.
shown.
I wasn't talking to you.
Yeah.
Rude.
Talking to Graybeard.
Raybeard.
Yeah. What is with the gray stripe? And I thought you bleached that.
I don't
Honestly.
know. I love it. No, I love it. I don't know what it is, but I love it. I look old
Are you
as
like?
shit, but yeah.
Are you like Rogue from X-Men?
Yeah, I got like electrocuted one day and it just kind of like stuck and it's not my thing. And now
Oh yeah, I was gonna go with what you got
I have
electrocuted.
I have electric shock powers, just because.
Sure.
Normal fucking teenage shit. Hormones,
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's why you had such hairy palms as a kid.
Who told you?
Your mom.
Who told you? Well, let's get on into it on that note. Very interesting week for at least me on the Vidya game front, but we can start with you guys. We can jump with me, whatever you guys are feeling.
We never start with you. Why don't you just talk?
That's fine. Yeah, all 3 times we've never started with me, so that's fine. So this week has been it was like my most lax streaming week ever because I streamed for like an hour or 2 on Tuesday and I then went and did Sea of Thieves with fucking other people. It's so rude, I know.
Still upset about that.
But listen, I'll be honest with you, I don't fucking like Sea of Thieves. It is a rough game that is not one of my favorites, but it's
played the game.
I like playing with people.
I asked you to play that game with me on Earth a year ago. Got the shaft.
I know. And
What do you
I
not
didn't
like about
have
it?
a computer to run it. The biggest issues is like, so it feels very. I get on ship, I load up ship, I go to island, I kill scullies, I go to other island, I go and look to dig up treasure, and that's like it. And I'm like, okay. But then on top of that, on our last one, we had a griefer who just kept going after us the entire time. And it was
You're
like,
a pirate.
I know, but I was like, damn, this seems dumb because she was trying to take us through the Telltales. And
Tall Tales?
literally at one point, or Tall Tales, that's what it is. Telltale's a fucking company.
Don't pirates kill other pirates?
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I understand that, but it's like, fuck me, man. Apparently they had like the flag that like you are the hunter killer people.
It's called the Reaper
so,
flag.
Like, that's just what they did. That's what it was, Reaper, yeah. But I just like sat there and I was like, after we did so much of it, we lost the main objective of it. And it was like, the fuck, man, this is so fucking stupid. We thought we had wasted hours, but apparently the person we were with was able to reload and get us the like quest item, and we just delivered it and we're good.
So what I'm hearing is you're upset that a pirate game people pirate in.
Yeah. If I was just doing whatever, that would be fine. But when I'm doing the story, very bullshit that on my story some asshole can come in and ruin it. So yeah, I am pissed about that.
Let's play a game about
if you
being
were
criminals.
wondering,
You guys better be nice to each other.
it's not that. It's like, yo, when I'm just like going and grabbing booty, then sure, come on my ass, and god damn it, that's not right.
Whoa, what is this? What? Are we still talking about Sea of Thieves?
Is the talk show channel 18 plus?
My stream is always 18 plus.
There we go. We're safe. We safe.
Okay.
Yes. All right. But on that note, so Sea of Thieves game I don't really enjoy, but I played on that. Wednesday was my
God
sister's
damn.
birthday, so I did not stream. And then Friday, I did a crazy stream, which I love, and I'm actually editing into a video now, doing a lot of fun stuff with that, where I played Mario Party 3 against hard computers, and my goal was, can I beat all of the boards without ever winning a minigame?
How hard were they?
Grossly overestimated my abilities, because I won no boards. It's tough. It's shit. I was close 3 times, and I played for 7 hours, and I didn't beat it once. But it's a fun challenge. I had a lot of fun doing it. Exhausting stream though, and then I didn't stream Saturday.
Wait, so you're saying they were all super hard and you didn't beat it once?
Yeah, I did not beat the first board.
Oh.
Never beat that first board. I was very close. The last run I did, I basically had it. And I got kind of skamazed from it, and it made me really upset.
Is that a bigger waste of 7 hours, or was Sea of Thieves?
Oh, hell no. No, hell no. That's going to be amazing YouTube content of me raging, and I'm very happy about that. I'm not happy about having to sit through... I'm now 6 hours left of video I'm having to, scrub through and cut up, and I'm hopefully going to get that done. I need to get that done before Friday so I can have the video release at 3 o'clock, and then I go live at 4. So yeah, that's the goal. But there's a lot of stuff I've got to do with that, so it's kind of a grind at this point.
So you lost Mario Party 3 times on a Friday.
It was not 3 times. It was 12. It was 12, man.
So now your record's
the best
2-12.
Yeah, the best part about it if I ever won a minigame, I had to reset. And that included whenever I played 1v3, where I had two teammates who were trying to win. So anytime that they won the game for us, I had to reset, and that happened a lot.
What? Couldn't you just make that not count? Because you're not in control of that.
No, because then it's easy.
Who makes the rules?
And that's me. Let me be masochistic, man.
So you have to hope that in a 1v3 game that you automatically just make yourself lose. In some
I sabotage.
Games. And then, there's some where it's one player gets eliminated. And you get eliminated. But then, because it's on hard, the CPUs just win for you.
Yep. And it happens. And it sucked. And I lost a lot of runs. Thankfully, a lot of those early. I think I lost 1 on turn 15 because of a 1v3. And I completed 2 runs without ever hitting it. But a lot of runs died before turn 5 because of that. And it happens.
Sounds like it's going to happen quite a bit.
If you guys hated yourself, you would understand the fun that I had doing it. Super fun to just be yo, here's a challenge, let's get into it.
No.
No. But I took Saturday off. We did some cleaning around the house, which was really good, really necessary. And then I was basically just working on what is Ocarina of Time beginners videos. If you ever want to get into randomizer, my idea with that is to be hey, here's everything you need to know in a little tight YouTube series. Yep. So I recorded basically a healthy chunk of that. But I'm editing Mario Party video, and then probably that. And then probably clips, man. I'm telling you, I'm trying. The clips I don't think would be too hard. It's just a matter of I need to tackle these ones, especially the Mario Party video. So okay. That one's so pinnacle for me.
We know where our priorities are with you.
Yeah.
We know where we sit. We know where we stand.
Yeah, I can spell it out for you if you need to. Mario Party videos.
Mm-hmm.
The Zelda videos.
Yep.
And
did he just show his
podcast
ass?
Highlights. Here. Right there. And then there.
Got it.
You get it?
Got it. Thanks for showing your ass
Got
on
it.
stream.
Got it, Dad. Thank you. Well, Hack, why don't you tell us about your gaming week?
It was pretty uneventful actually. I didn't game very much at all.
Really
I
nice.
just- yeah, like I don't
Sometimes
know what it
that's
was.
good.
I just took the week off. I don't know. I did play quite a bit this weekend. Like Wednesday or Thursday, I think it was. The new COD season came out.
Ooh.
I feel like all I ever do is talk about Call of Duty in this podcast, but it's what I've been playing. And
Sometimes
with the new
what you do all
with the new COD season came a new mode for zombies, which is pretty cool, called Outbreak.
Okay.
So, are you guys familiar with like the Battle Royale map? So, like in Call of Duty, it's Verdansk. So it's like how
Okay.
Fortnite, you drop into a map. Okay. You know what I'm
Oh,
talking about?
it's the like Warzone E map. the
Yeah,
Battle
kind of,
Royale
right?
one?
So
Yeah.
instead of playing like in a closed loop area where the zombies crawl through windows, you're in a map like that where you can like travel around it with vehicles and everything.
Would you say it's similar to World War Z? I think is what it was called
Yeah,
back
kind
in
of.
the day.
Yeah, kind
Yeah. Okay.
of. You still have
That
objectives
sounds
and stuff.
interesting.
You still have objectives and everything. But it's just a new way to play. If you don't want to do the standard like high round, kill
Chain,
thousands
daisy
of
chain them
zombies.
around.
Yeah, if you don't want to do
Yeah.
that, you can. It's just a little different. That's all.
That actually sounds amazingly fun.
Yeah, it was cool.
It's
Well,
Fortnite with zombies.
It's not like, so the way it works
It's the
is
map.
you go into this map and like the first level might be the mountain level. Okay. It's not the Warzone map. I was just trying to give you an idea of what I was talking about. But you go into like the mountain level and there's log cabins and there's snowmobiles and there's zip lines and all this other stuff. And you need to go here. And at this spot, you need to go into the ether and kill this. And then over here, you need to kill a boss. And then over here, you need to do this. And doing that earns you gear and everything else, right?
Yeah.
And then what you can do is you're like, okay, we're going to up the difficulty, warp to round 2. And then round 2 makes everything a little more difficult. And you just keep doing that. So you do all the little side quests at each level, and then you go to the next level.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
I
like the
got to
idea
like
of that.
level 7. The highest I got.
Almost hit your IQ.
Almost. Only had to add 1 point. I'd be there. But yeah, I mean, other than that, my gaming news has been pretty light this week. I just didn't play a lot.
I know that feel.
What about
I
you,
haven't had
Eric?
that in a minute, but
I played a lot of Mortal Kombat.
Finish him.
how is that? Oh, 'cause that's the
It's-
one.
So Mortal Kombat 11 is probably the first fighter I've seriously played in 8 to 9 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like I played a little bit of Dragon Fighter Z last year, but
Yeah.
I mean, it was like 2 weekends worth. It's pretty well balanced. It's a lot different than Street Fighter for sure. And Mortal Kombat's
Yeah.
always been that way.
Mhm.
I have Tekken downloaded, which I might get into. I got it because it was like $9.
Yeah.
That's fair.
The story mode, it's like, eh.
Not good?
There is something to be said about Tekken story mode, that it's the most emotionally invested because it happens over all 7 games.
Yeah, Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat stories have always been kind of lame.
Well, and Mortal Kombat story does transfer from game to game, but like not playing 8, 9, or 10, I had no idea what the story was doing. I was like, oh, you're evil, and I have no idea why.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character?
To play, currently Scarlet.
Oh, okay.
Scarlet
Scarlet
Noob Sabat.
mask. Yeah.
She's the one that, I mean, Scarlet is red, so her
Yeah.
outfits are red. All of her attacks are blood based. So
Oh,
like she'll throw like a ball of blood, and if you amplify the attack, the damage it does, you absorb 50% of it as health. And then she creates like a blood sword, a blood scythe. She's very
Yeah.
mid-rangey. She's not meant to be in your face. She also doesn't excel at range.
Mm.
So like the range of her scythe is really where you want to keep your opponent. Like once your
Yeah.
opponent gets in close, it's really difficult for you to get out of that situation because a lot of her attacks are slower.
So I guess I've never played fighting games, so I assume it's the same way as like card game style, where you have like your
What do you
aggressive,
mean you've never
super go
played
to your
a, What do
face
you mean you've never
people.
played a fighting game?
I play Smash, but I don't count that as a fighting game.
What?
I mean,
Like Smash is like a party fighting game, but it's not like a traditional like you hit your combo button type stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like the one-on-one scenarios are pretty close. Like there are certain characters in Smash that just excel at range.
Yeah,
There are certain characters in Smash that like you have to get insanely close to your opponent, and there's some who are kind of mid-rangey.
yeah. I think it's more so what I'm thinking of because I remember people talking about fighters. Like 16 was a grappler type of character. That like, and I'm thinking of like, is there more characters that are like tanky where you just kind of like go at it and you're throwing heaters because you don't care because you can take so much damage?
Yeah.
Or stuff like that.
No, it's all pretty technical.
Yeah.
Like everybody's hit points are kind of the same. It's very combo based. It's very easy to knock somebody out of rhythm because you have to hold a button to block. Other games you just hold back or back down. This one you have to hold R2 by default.
You recommend
I'm
it?
assuming that nukes your ability to do anything else when you're holding your block, right?
Yeah, when you're
Like
holding
you can
block.
just hold block and punch.
No. When you block, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you're a big Street Fighter fan, no, but that's the difference between the two. Street Fighter is definitely a little more, I would say, faster because it's just back to block, and there's not a lot of like back and then forth on the D-pad combos. This one has you tap back, forth, and then one of your 4 buttons.
Okay.
Or down, up, down. Like down, up, down's a hard one for people to do.
Yeah.
If you want a recommendation of a fighter game I enjoyed a lot a couple years ago, was Injustice 2.
I've heard about that. It's DC though. Like it's hard
Yeah.
for me to get into anything DC related anymore.
It uses the Mortal Kombat engine. It's made by the same people.
Yeah,
So,
there's a couple of characters from it in Mortal Kombat 11 if you buy the pass. Like Joker's in there.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I enjoyed it. I played Mortal Kombat 10. I didn't play 11 yet.
11's fine. It's not great.
My favorite Mortal Kombat character was always Scorpion.
Yeah, and he's one of the highest tiered characters right now. Like there's 5 characters in that top tier. He's one of them. Scarlet's in like a B tier. Noob Saibot, who I also like, is in a B tier. I'd like to see Smoke, but that's basically who Noob Saibot is now.
Yeah.
So I think that's a
little lore for you, Ryan.
Interesting. What's that?
Noob Saibot is the original Sub-Zero.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Okay.
Yep. Just letting you know.
Yeah, he's the first one.
Fun fact.
But the question that you made me think of, saying that Scorpion's like one of the best characters, kind of reminds me of when we had card game discussions when we played like Dragon Ball Z. Is it better for a game like that to make your cover most like out front their character the one of the better characters in the game? Because people look at it and they're like, I want to play that guy.
To an extent. I mean, like Sub-Zero's in the B tier. Liu Kang is in the A or B tier. Like the S tier is basically Scorpion, Sonya Blade, and then I think 3 relatively unknown characters.
That's interesting.
Like all your the difference between like B and S tier is it's not like defining.
Yeah.
And it can change every time they do a big patch. Something in that S and A tier probably changes.
Right.
I think it's
find it interesting because like Dragon Ball Z, when we were playing it, the fact that like Goku was never good for a while and Vegeta was never good, and your main characters that people like, I like Dragon Ball Z for these characters. I always found it interesting, and I know we had conversations about it, about like, hey, if you have an IP that people like, you want the top characters that people will like. If I like Mortal Kombat, I like X. You want those to be your top people.
I think the Dragon Ball Z Fighter did a good job with that when I played that last year, like you said. Like I thought
Yeah.
everything was kind of balanced pretty well. Like I played a lot with
I think-
Goku, and then I played a lot
Yeah.
with Trunks.
Ooh, yeah. Trunks is another one people like.
Yeah, but I mean, like your hardcore players who want to be the best, they're not going to care about that. They want to be the best.
Right. Yeah, they'll do what they can.
And the difference in tiers, I mean, it's really not that. Like, it's basically like the difference between good, great, and best. There is no bad character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the worst three, they're just slow, and that's because they are kind of like big, bulky characters. Like Shao Kahn's not in this game, not as a playable character, but like he has a counterpart called Kotal Khan, and that dude is like ridiculously slow. Like he just telegraphs every move he does.
Yeah.
I like it.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it's just a series I never got into. And I never got into fighting because of that.
I like Street Fighter better,
Mhm.
but I grew up on Street Fighter.
I grew
Yeah.
up playing Killer Instinct.
What was that on?
The Super Nintendo, then the
Nintendo? Yeah,
Yeah.
now it's owned by Xbox. You can get it on Xbox Game Pass for free, I think.
I've seen that, yeah. For free. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Free's good. Okay. Anything else, Eric? You good with you? That basically your week was Mortal Kombat?
I played Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, but like that's just my ongoing mobile game.
Oh, mobile game. Okay. I was going to ask what type of game that is. I think you've shown that to me once or twice. Or
It's
just kinda
a
like your...
it's a character collection game,
Yeah.
but instead of like summoning characters, you farm shards, and then once you get so many shards, you summon them using shards.
like
so, like,
specific
it's-
ones that you want.
Yep. Yeah, like if you want like Kylo Ren, there's like 3 or 4 different ones. You just click on the character and it tells you how to get shards for that character. And then you just farm that area until you get the shards that you want, which is all used using energy that's on a normal basis, like any other mobile game. But it's not,
Right.
I mean, it is kind of luck based, but it's nowhere near as luck based as anything else in its genre. There are just characters where you're like, if you want like the Kylo Ren, you're going to be farming for a year or two. Because you have to farm like other mid-tier characters to meet requirements to farm that character. So it's a very good grinding game. It's very good. It's a very good filler.
I like it. Not bad.
Don't spend
Well,
money
with
on it.
that, we can jump into some of the news that went on this week. I know for me, Nintendo man, big news: Pokemon games. So we can start out with the first one, which I see all over Twitter gets a lot of fucking hate. The remakes to the Gen 4 games, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, being Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Which, funny enough, I saw somebody on Twitter say, "Thank God they didn't name Pearl like something with an M, so it was BDSM." That would have been a
Nice.
funny one. Nice. Sex jokes funny.
Kinky Pikachu.
But yeah, Kinky Pikachu.
Is that what Ryan Reynolds is?
Oh, he's kind of kinky.
Do you want to tell them? Yeah, I mean, fuck, yeah. Okay. But what are you guys' thoughts on it? I know you guys aren't too into Pokemon in general, so you guys have any opinions on them?
I literally do not care about Diamond or Pearl, but I do
Really?
very much care about a
The other one?
Pokemon Acaris, or however you say it.
I'll get into that one with you. Let's focus on the first
Okay.
one. You don't give a shit. What about you, Eric? Did you give a shit about Diamond Pearl?
No, because it's hard for me to finish a Pokemon game, which is weird.
Right.
Because like there just comes a point in the grinding where I'm like, it's too slow.
I get it. Yeah, you're like, I get it. It's Pokemon.
I've hit
yeah.
6 of the gems. I finished 80% of a Pokedex. And now I need to gain 10 levels on a team that I haven't used in forever to beat the 7th gem. I think something like Nuzlocke would be more interesting, but like I hate having to modify games to make them interesting.
Oh yeah. If you have to modify a game, the game isn't good enough, and I agree with that. I do in a way though. The way I play games, I like modifying games. So, but it's so funny the idea that you're 10 years old, professor you look up to is like, hey, go complete the Pokedex. You can also beat these gyms and be like the champion of the whole region. You get really excited. You get 6 gyms in and you're like,
I'm done.
I get it. I'm 10 and I get it. Okay. I've had a life in like 3 days. I get it.
I think it'd be different if like the gyms were meaningful. Where it's like you get 8 badges,
yeah.
you go fight another 4 people.
Yeah, you're like a Boy Scout.
Right. Doing chores.
I've got my wilderness badge.
The thing is, I really am excited about it because I, as somebody who likes Pokemon games in general, I'll play through a lot of them from time to time. But the idea of them like just taking the Sword and Shield engine and making Diamond and Pearl, I didn't want that at all. Because I also didn't really like Sword and Shield too much. So the idea of that they've taken, to me, what it looks like is they've literally taken Diamond and Pearl, pseudo 3D'd it, but it still looks like you're playing a 3DS game on the Switch. And to me, I'm like, that works for me. If they could do that with all the previous gens of Pokemon up to that point, I would be elated to just have that and be like, whenever I want to play Pokemon, I want to play what is kind of like an updated DS version of the game. To me, I think that's amazing. That would be a great way to have all my Pokemon games there. But, you know, a lot of people threw hate on it, said it looked shitty. And it's like, I mean, yeah. If you were expecting, like, the bee's knees, it's, again, we talked about expectations last time. If you expected, like, what technically the next game is, then that's, like, not what a remake faithfully is. But with that, we can move on to the next one. Pokemon Legends Arceus. It's like, is it Arceus or Arceus? It's one of those two.
I'm not the person to ask about English pronunciations.
Right. I thought it was Arceus, so I'm going to go with that.
I'm so excited for this game.
It looks like such a... I love the stray away from Pokemon formula. You go and do your gyms, whatever. I love the idea of how it looks like, again, they showed like the fucking barrel roll ass thing into like chucking a Pokeball at a Mon, you being able to encounter Mons if you wanted to try and weaken them and then catch them. I think it's a really interesting idea. It looked very bare bones off the gate. So, I mean, there's not a lot you can glean from it. It's like, hey, open world Pokemon. That's like basically all the trailer was, but I'm excited for the concept.
Dude, I am so pumped. I have been saying that I want an open world Pokemon game since like 2010.
Yeah.
Like I want Skyrim with Pokemon. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Like I just want to be able to encounter stuff. Like I don't understand the argument that people are like, it's not pure. GTA started out as a top-down game, right?
Yeah.
Is GTA1 as good as GTA 5?
I've never played it, to be honest.
Nobody will say yes to that answer.
That's great. That's fair.
Top-down games are a relic of, like, they have their place, but generally, it's amazing it took them this long to do a first-person or an open world. Open world Pokemon game.
The whole formula is different. It's not just the camera view. Like, you can see the Pokemon in this one, whereas in a traditional game, you don't see them.
Yeah, there's like a thing, right? Like there's a puff of cloud, and then you're in a battle.
Thing.
You walk through grass, and like it just pops up.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Literally, when I saw this news, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was like, I shouldn't have sold my Switch to Eric.
Yeah,
I'm curious if the battling will be turn-based.
Yeah, it might not
it'll
be.
Be interesting to see. I think the biggest fear I have is Game Freak's fucked up a lot of good ideas before. I will not put it past them to fuck up this idea. So, like, the idea is there, and it looks like it would be fantastic. I'm very worried that, I'm cautiously optimistic, but I know in the back of my mind Game Freak could fuck something up.
I also think this is 2+ years out.
Oh, yeah.
They say it's early 2021, but
no, it'll be delayed.
Delays?
It'll be delayed.
It might be early
2022,
but
early 2022 is what I meant, not 2021.
I'm not gonna lie, like seriously, if this game starts getting like a lot of good coverage and everything, I might buy a Switch again. Just for this one game. I won't play anything else.
Yeah.
But like
it's good. I really enjoy it.
I would love to play more Nintendo games if they were just available on anything else.
But then
I mean, they wouldn't be the novelty of it.
But you know what I mean? Like PlayStation and Xbox are starting to figure that out a little bit. Like you're starting to be able to play PlayStation games, maybe not on release, but they are coming out on PC.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo's missing an entire market of people who would buy games.
Well, so Sony themselves haven't, but their third parties have.
Yeah. But that's the thing, yeah, like a developer themselves should be able to like profit off of their stuff. So again, Nintendo has their shit, Sony has their shit that stays on there, and even some of the Sony brands don't go. Like you look at like an Atlas is just now like, hey, a game that came out 20 years ago in Persona 4, we'll put that on Steam, and then surprise Pikachu face when everybody buys it. But they still keep their main products basically on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, because is Pokemon Company owned by Nintendo? Or are they in a
I think
agreement?
Pokemon Company is, but I think it's Pokemon Company is owned by Nintendo, and then a subsidiary of Pokemon Company is Game Freak, who makes the video game stuff. So I may be
I'm still
wrong
excited
on that, but that's I think it's gonna be sick. I'm cautiously optimistic because it's like I love breaking new grounds. I thought the stuff that they did in Sword and Shield, like some of the concepts they had were good, but I thought it was executed very poorly. But
yeah.
I like what I've seen, but I'm gonna have to see more.
Yeah.
Like the game sounds cool, but if the story itself is no good, then it's another.
One funny thing I saw, and I sent it in chat, the main character has like a patch on their shoulder, and it's got like two G's kind of warped on each other. But that G is actually the symbol of the bad team, whose goal it was to destroy the world and create a new world. And people are like, maybe it's not a prequel, maybe it's a sequel. And this is when the bad team actually did create a new world. I was like, that would be cool. But
no, I bet you
it's a cool idea. That would be great if it was.
It's going to be Force Awakens where Finn decides to turn on the Empire. That's all it is. He's just going to be like, they're bad.
That's fair.
You tortured my Mewtwo.
Maybe they did, and that's cringe.
Are you gonna be able to? Are you gonna like run into Team Rocket like in the open world?
I have no.
I mean, like for every protagonist, there has to be an antagonist.
Yeah. I just can't wait till
there
like,
has to be some force to go up against.
I just can't wait to be walking through the world.
Arceus.
I can't wait to be walking through the world and hear Team Rocket. Just gonna love it.
Well, they're Kanto, aren't they?
I don't know.
No, it's the Sinnoh region still. It's
but Jesse and James are pretty much Kanto.
Yeah, but I mean, like in the anime, they went everywhere, so I mean, they could find a way to make it work.
I mean, Ash didn't age in 18 years in the anime.
Ash is fucking 10 years old, dude. How dare you?
Yeah,
permanently. He has had so many adventures. He has an adventure every day.
Perma 10.
Ash was 10 when I was 10.
Yeah,
he's not wrong.
But with that, I think Pokemon news is really cool. We all kind of agree. Second game looks pog. I like the idea of the first game. You guys don't really care about Pokemon at this point. The old, what potentially is the old formula. But with that, let's move on to something that you guys may be more adept at knowing. But I've seen it, and I think it's funny as shit. Anthem 2.0 canceled. It's canned. No more Anthem 2.0. So, do you want to give an idea of like your thoughts on that matter? Because I find it funny, but
it was doomed on release. It shouldn't have taken this long.
Yeah, EA in typical BioWare and EA fashion, and I'm gonna throw BioWare in there with that too. Typical of both people. Hey, we're gonna fix our mistakes, and then a year later, oh, this game's not profitable. Sucks to suck. We're gonna take these 20 people and we're gonna put them in a different studio to do something else.
Yeah.
Sorry, you spent all the money.
Them. Yeah, that's the sad part. Is that I hope the concepts that were brought up via Cyberpunk, where this game was not good on release, and because of that, like Sony is somebody's like, you didn't put out a good game, yank it. You can't sell it on our shit to like scam people. Mm-hmm. So like, hopefully that shit happens more, but.
Yeah. The thing I thought was interesting about it, like I said, is they're moving the 20 people. Apparently, Dragon Age, the next Dragon Age game, was going to be very Anthem-like, and now they're going back to the drawing board and redesigning the game again.
Well, it's because EA's finally realizing they got to get out of the fucking way. Like that's what happened with Respawn and Jedi Fallen Order too.
Yeah.
like, don't get me wrong, it's very easy to throw BioWare under the bus, and I would love to, but like EA is the one who pressed BioWare Montreal, an inexperienced studio, to make Mass Effect Andromeda. And then when it doesn't work 3 years after they started, EA's like surprise Pikachu face. Like, what? You mean the experienced team that we sent to make Anthem, a game that they've never made before, and we gave you an inexperienced team Mass Effect Andromeda and wonder why it flopped?
I get it. I do. I was just this whole thing sparked me watching that documentary on when Anthem came out. They did a little. It was not a documentary. I'm sorry. It was the thing on Kotaku where the guy was doing a deep investigation on BioWare and how their stuff works. You probably remember it from a couple years ago, and just the way that BioWare as a company runs, in that they're very much like promise the world, and then we're gonna rush towards this deadline. But it's always like working super long hours, and it's very like down to the wire on all of their games.
That's BioWare post EA, because EA got their fucking business.
Yeah.
BioWare's not the only company that EA has done this to.
Oh, no, not at all. EA is the graveyard of game developers. I mean,
yeah.
Here's one that we're going to talk about, what I was going to talk about in the next topic. Not Call of Duty. Command and Conquer. Literally was a like multi-million-dollar franchise. What happened, EA? What happened? You're doing the same shit with BioWare. You're pumping out garbage, and now look at you.
Yeah, I mean, it took a game like Jedi Fallen Order to be mostly successful, because Respawn was like, no, we're not going to do it your way.
Yeah.
And when Anthem flopped, EA finally realized, like, hey, this company that makes very good story-driven single-player RPGs should probably make very good story-driven single-player RPGs.
It's like asking Naughty Dog to make a RTS.
Not only that, but so what really fucked up Anthem, Inquisition, and Mass Effect Andromeda is that BioWare used to have their own game engine.
Yeah, now they use Frostbite, right?
They had to create everything from scratch on Frostbite while also creating the games at the same time. There's a reason that like you have like even Dragon Age Inquisition, which was Game of the Year 2013, had its fair share of bugs, because something as simple as riding the horse had to be created from scratch while you're developing the game.
Yeah, it's the same issue I read about. I think it's Codemasters is who makes it. Whoever makes the Need for Speed games, they were also complaining that EA forces them to use Frostbite.
Yep.
And it's a very pretty engine, but it's designed for Battlefield.
I think they also use it for Madden and shit, which I'm very worried about if and when they do make the new college football game, that they're going to use Frostbite as well.
And they've been using Frostbite for a really long time.
It has to be at least 5 or 6 years for at least Madden. But
no, Frostbite was being used in Battlefield 4, and that came out in like 2013.
Dude, maybe
that's when it started to be used.
Yeah. So, I mean, they probably want to get years out of it to make profitability, but still, like I don't know. Like,
is that your logic?
What?
So that's why Andromeda flopped so badly. Is because the first 2 years the team didn't have a direction. Because EA was like, we want you to make this game on our engine. They were like, well, we got to build everything from scratch. Only to find out that Frostbite can't handle procedurally generated worlds. They had to build every world from scratch. But then they were given the same deadline.
Yeah.
And it was an inexperienced team. You took the team that, out of Mass Effect 3, did the multiplayer aspect. And you're like, here's a brand new game. The Mass Effect team's going to go make Anthem.
Yeah, and the one that came before Andromeda was 3. Was that Mass Effect 3? And that was the one that one got tanked too, right? For bad story. That was the one that had like the three endings that were all the same.
Didn't they shit out a DLC to fix the ending too?
So the 3 endings are similar.
Yeah.
And then they did patch the 3 endings to include the last scene where it's, I'm not, fuck it, spoiler alert, 10 years later. It all ends
with... The game's about to come out?
It all ends with a guy talking to his son, wrapping up the story.
Yeah.
And that was done in response to everybody felt like their ending, no matter which one of the three, it was terrible. Because like the whole thing about Mass Effect and the reason that Dragon Age was so good too is that choices mattered.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to the end and like you don't have three very distinct choices. You have three choices that meet the same goal.
We have a word from chat really quick. Eevee is trash. Continue.
Oh well, they'll be fine. Was that Evan?
That was Joe.
Oh well,
I'll ban him.
he doesn't need to be banned. He's probably rating with the most viewers Hack has ever seen, like 3.
Oh, damn, man.
Oh, fuck.
God. You know, I was having a good day. We were talking about BioWare, but now I'm just going to cry.
But, I mean, the problem that Mass Effect 3 had is that the game had to end some way, and it was never going to satisfy everybody.
Yeah.
Like, if Knights of the Old Republic had a third game, you'd run into the same problem. It just ended the second game on the right note. Really, they could have ended it with Mass Effect 2, the Renegade or the Paragon ending, and it'd been fine. Now, the problem that Andromeda had is that everybody knows that Mass Effect 3 didn't end the correct way because there is no quote-unquote canon ending.
Yeah.
So Andromeda, which is placed like 600 to 700 years later, avoids that story entirely. So instead of addressing a problem and just acknowledging the elephant in the room and moving on, they ran away from it. And that's what hindered Andromeda's story development from the start. That's why the new Mass Effect is going to directly address that. They're going to pick a canon ending and they're going to continue the story. They already did, kind of.
Yeah.
You can see which ending they picked in the trailer.
Would you say that Mass Effect is one of your favorite games?
By far.
Yeah. I know you love Mass
I've
Effect.
not played it yet.
Mass Effect 2 is probably in my top 3 games. As a trilogy, like there's not a trilogy that compares. Like
Mario.
What other video
Yeah,
game trilogy spans only
Have
3
you-
games?
Have you ever heard Mario? Super
No.
Mario Brothers?
How about Harvest Moon?
Dude, there's like 2 good Harvest Moon games. I love our 3. There's like I love Harvest Moon, but there's like 3.
It's really weird because Inquisition did win Game of the Year, and it probably shouldn't have. It was buggy.
Yeah.
Is that Mass
And
Effect?
the same type of bugs affected Andromeda 4 years later. It was stupid shit. It was visual bugs.
But
And
it's
that's
the
because
same.
Frostbite wasn't known how to be. They didn't know how to use it.
Yeah, but that was back. Inquisition came out when all the games were buggy, right?
2013. I mean, games have always been buggy.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's like prime time Skyrim, Fallout, like open world bugginess was like, if your game is buggy, it's good.
I think
remember
the
that
internet just
phrase.
got popular about finding bugs at that point.
Yeah. But yeah, before we
Um,
transition, we talked about this last week. Diablo 2 HD. You guys trying to play that?
As long as it's not a $60 game.
Yeah, that's really what's going to come down to for me too. The cost is going to be the determining factor, and since since they did such a bad job on the remake of Warcraft, I'm going to wait until it actually comes out.
Well, that was a different team.
I know.
So
but,
Warcraft 3 actually got outsourced.
but it still makes me hesitant. Like Blizzard is not perfect. I think they have a very good track record, but at the same time, you don't release like they had a huge chance with Warcraft 3 remake, and they just went up for the layup and forgot how to shoot a basket.
Well, Team
Like,
1
what
forgot
do you
how
want
to
me to
do
do?
that.
You know what I mean? Like it's just
It's another thing. Like you're owned by a different company, like Activision. Like Blizzard themselves probably saw it and they were like, "Well, we can't make this deadline." And Activision was like, "I don't care. You're gonna shit out a product."
yeah. Another company that likes to kill things, Activision.
But
swear.
Blizzard's in-house team is
It's
gonna take
trash.
care of Diablo 2, which it should be fine.
Is it gonna be on
And
my phone?
Yeah.
And they're gonna redo all the cinematic shot for shot.
That'll be good.
I can play.
No, that's like an iPhone 9. You can't play.
I have
Don't
a
you-
phone though.
Don't you,
You
guys
need the
have
big
phones?
boy. You need the big boy.
Yeah,
Don't
bud,
be
get on
boy.
our level over here.
Wow.
Go play with that Max.
Alrighty.
Sit here like
So
this.
next topic that we've got that we should talk about What is a genre that you guys are thinking of that's lacking like just like a knockout hit, a game that's like the end all be all? People are like, holy shit, this is amazing.
I have my vote.
What is it?
RTS.
Didn't like Civilization something get in the game of the year last year?
Civ is the only reason it gets Game of the Year in that category is because it's the only one in the category.
No, it was in the running for overall Game of the Year last year. I mean, I know last year was a fairly weak year.
Civ 6 is I understand it lives in the RTS category, right? But what it's that outlier. You know, it's the how's a good word? It's the Gears of War to a shooter, right? Like it's good in its own way, but it does not follow the standard practice, right? When I say RTS, I'm talking like Age of Empires, Command and Conquer. Why can't I think of any more? There's so many more I can't think. StarCraft,
Warcraft,
Dark Reign, Warcraft, like those are RTSs, and I understand that it's a broad spectrum, but there has not been a AAA RTS game outside of Civ in forever. I mean, StarCraft
there was
2,
one last year.
StarCraft 2 came out when me and you lived in Arizona.
Well, the original did. It's had 2 expansions since then.
But what I'm saying is like that was over 10 years ago.
I mean, the original, yes, but it's had 2 expansions since then.
My vote is RTS. I am fiending for like a new RTS.
I want to say like Fire Emblem kind of like gives me that kind of vibey, but I think that's more because what's the term? I'm trying to remember what
Cody
that
wants a
term
new
of
Command and
Fire
Conquer.
Emblem is.
Yes,
Yeah.
I want a new Command and Conquer. Damn it!
Like he wants to create a genre for it, but like there are other RTS games.
I want it.
You have Command and Conquer. It's on your phone.
Or fucking damn it. Or I mean, Age of Empires. They're making a new Age of Empires. Super pumped about that. But as a chat points out, JRPG, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. Isn't Persona a JRPG?
I don't know if people really counted Royal as like Persona 5 Royal as one, but like that was, you know, Persona was good. I've not played Royal yet, but I mean, trying to think of other ones, but I think there's some good ones out there.
There's a lot. They're just not as well known.
Yeah.
Oh, the Final Fantasy. So here's the thing: do you consider JRPG? Like, give me an example of what one would be for you, Eric, because I know Ryan doesn't play them.
I do a little bit, but not.
I haven't in quite a while. Like I downloaded Final Fantasy VII Remake because it's free this month, but I was gonna wait till they're all done to play them. And
yeah,
I mean, like if you don't know the story by now, it's not. You shouldn't be mad when somebody spoils it. It's been 20 plus years.
Final Fantasy was one of those games when I was a kid, like having a PlayStation where it came on like 4 discs, right? And I just never could get into it. I don't know what it was about Final Fantasy. Like, it seems like a game I would really enjoy playing, but I just could never get into it.
16's on the horizon.
Is it really?
I mean, by on the horizon, it's the next one.
Right.
Like, they're already in development for it. But Square Enix has that kind of manpower. They can support the 7 remakes, 16, whatever final 15 updates they're going to have, and the MMO, which is 14. It's the second best MMO out there.
I hear the MMO is really good.
It shits on WoW every day of the week. The only reason that WoW has better subscriptions is just purely because of longevity.
Yeah. Someone recently told me that the Elder Scrolls Online has gotten really good.
It's probably gotten a lot better than what it started as.
Yeah.
People are saying, like, I was watching a video on it. They were saying it's, if the game was a 1 when it came out, it's an 8 or 9 now. Like, it's just improved dramatically.
That's cool.
Well, it was buggy as fuck when it came out.
Yeah, Bethesda. Surprise.
But what about you, Eric? Do you have an idea of something that's a genre that just needs a kick in the ass?
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Fighting game?
For
No,
me, I was thinking fighting
they
game. Like fighting game is
just.
one that.
I mean, Mortal Kombat 11's a year old.
I was thinking like a new Street Fighter or something.
I'm sure Street Fighter 5 has some new collector's super ultimate arcade edition. Like they're probably. I mean, like when it comes to fighting games like that, you know they're already making the next one. I mean, I'm trying to think of a game that hasn't been released in like 5 to 6 years. Like 2 years ago, that's not like it needs a major release. It needs to be like 3+. I would say probably something in the sports genre needs a new game. But like your NBA 2Ks are the same each year, your Maddens are the same, your FIFAs are the same. NCAA is probably like the groundbreaking game in that arena.
Yeah, I was gonna say that NCAA is probably gonna be the next big sports game that comes out. That hopefully is massive, but it's still EA.
Racing needs something. Racing needs something new.
Yeah,
I don't think you're wrong.
I mean, the problem with racing is they were all waiting. I mean, Gran Turismo came out a couple of years ago. Or did one just come out for the PS5? Regardless, like Forza is Xbox's, right? And they haven't released a Forza game in probably 3 years now, because Forza Horizon 2 has been out since 2018, I think. And that was they used to do them like year after year. Like Forza Horizon would come out, and then Forza would come out, and it kind of went back and forth like that for a little bit. I would say racing is probably a good category for one as well.
Racing doesn't need another like super realistic game. It needs an arcade racing game.
I mean, yeah,
it needs like a Need for Speed.
Yeah, the problem is that Need for Speed's a yearly output now, and it's just not good.
Yeah, but
it needs like a Rush. Rush 2048, I think it's called.
On the Nintendo side, Mario Kart literally released 8 at like the beginning of the Wii U, and when the Switch came out, they just released Mario Kart 8
again.
Deluxe, which was just 8 again. So we haven't had a real new Mario Kart game in like a long time.
Yeah, but like even something like Mario Kart, like between the original and 8, there just hasn't been change.
You're saying you want something new, like maybe like a Burnout game.
I want something like Rush 2048.
I didn't play Rush 2048, so
like you could do stunts in those cars. I think you could like Burnout.
Yeah, Burnout's the one where you like cause crashes.
Yeah, but Rush 2048 had like an actual racing aspect to it too.
See, the game I want to come back. When I want Need for Speed to go back to like Underground.
Yeah, like I could see that.
Like if they remade Underground, I'd be all over that, man.
But I don't want a remake. I want something new.
Like I'm currently playing the Need for Speed. I didn't mention it in the podcast because it's not good, but I'm currently playing Need for Speed because I have EA Play or whatever it's called, and the story is so bad. Like it's so bad, and the graphics are just awful. Like I've never seen a game in 1080p or 4K look so bad. Like you drive by a
Switch game in 4K, have you?
You drive by a tree, like a palm tree, and it's just a stick with like lines coming off of it. And you're like, or you drive by a truck and it's just blurry. And I guess I get it's because they don't expect you not to really look at the details. But when you do slow down and look at it, you realize how ugly it is.
Damn, that sucks. One that came to my mind, not a genre, but a game series that's been like has felt like it's dead in the water is like, and we still hear rumors about it all the time, is Metroid, Metroid Prime, etc., stuff like that. That's a series that when it does release whatever it is, whether it is a collection or Metroid Prime 4, that shit's gotta hit, or else
Mega Man.
I don't
remember
know
there was that Mega Man release That guy
Yep.
like remade a custom Mega Man game and it didn't do very well.
Yep.
I mean,
feel it.
the only platformers outside Mario and Ori, right? Like those are the really only like outstanding platformer games out. And I wouldn't even. The only reason I put Mario in there is
Yeah.
nostalgia. I wouldn't say it's on the level of Ori.
Not in terms of story.
Yeah, like Mario is just it's very like kid friendly and cartoony, and let's just have fun with
Mario
it.
is essentially the Disney of video gaming.
Yeah. But like platformers, Ori is the best that's been out in a really long time.
Crash Bandicoot 4 could probably capture that.
I know another game too, Stealth. Like there hasn't been a Splinter Cell game or anything like that in a super long time.
Yeah.
You know, like they just doesn't. They don't exist.
Well, I mean, Ubisoft stopped making Splinter Cell. They were just like, "Hey, we're gonna create Ghost Recon and throw them in there."
What about what about a battle royale, guys?
I can't remember the last time a good one of those came out.
Never.
God.
Exactly.
I honestly,
They really
we're
need to step
living.
their game up.
I mean,
We're
like they are the most popular type of game, so there's something to be said about them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I feel like we're living in that era, like 2012 era again, where it's like everything was zombies, like everything was zombies, and now we're
The
finally.
guy who's playing the Call of Duty Zombies release.
I'm a hypocrite. I accept it. All right, Call of Duty Zombies does it best.
Did you guys see? I think it's from the direct, the fucking dodgeball ass battle royale game.
Dodgeball battle royale.
Or is that Sony?
I don't know. What you're talking about.
So I didn't watch either Nintendo's nor Sony's. I heard both were bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I
thought
think
Nintendo's was fine, but it was not great.
I can't think of the last time there's been like a fourth quarter direct where everybody was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" It's like this is what's going to get you through the beginning of the summer.
Yep.
Hey, we know all of you guys are going to the beach and mountains. We're going to release our trash games now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when
isn't
it's
it
cold
funny?
and you have to be inside, then we'll release our good titles.
Isn't it funny how when I was a kid and I had to go to Hollywood Video or Blockbuster and rent a game, 9 times out of 10 the games were still good. Like what
I don't
happened?
think there's any correlation there.
But what I'm saying is like if I went into GameStop right now and just randomly picked a game, okay? Because I can only have it for the weekend. What are the chances I pick a good game?
Well, I mean, like the thing is not only has gaming somewhat changed, like we as people have changed. It's a lot easier to entertain a 10-year-old than it is to entertain a 30-plus-year-old who's played games for 20-plus years.
It's called
like,
being a pro gamer.
I mean, even in challenging games, you're like, "Oh no, I bet there's a jump scare around this corner."
You're not wrong.
And then it happens, and then if you're Landon down below, he's like, "Ah!" And the rest of us are like, "Dude, we saw that from half a mile away."
It's never as bad, except when that one Resident Evil where you guys were like, look at the mirror room, and you're like, do you see that? And I walked up to the mirror and the shit jumped out at me. That was probably the worst I've been.
Don't put you guys in this conversation. I was not in the room. I heard the scream after the glass broke, but I was not able to be a part of that.
That's fair.
And it's a Resident Evil game. You should have been like, wait, double-sided mirror? Scary thing.
You know what? I'll speak this out for chat. They made a good point. VR. VR needs a game. That's amazing.
I don't disagree with that. I don't even care to have a VR.
They need a headset selling game.
The problem with VR is that like the Quest mobile one is $300 and has to be charged and has to be kept up with and maintained.
Yeah, you're essentially buying another console.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like that's the issue though, is like that's what it's gonna take, right?
There are good games in VR. Like there's like No Man's Sky in VR is pretty good. Star Wars Squadrons is pretty good. Even the Steam Lab is very good in VR. The problem is that like you just have to spend that kind of money and invest into a solid setup. Like it's not like you buy a console, set it down on a table, and you're done with it. You got to create a room space for it.
Yeah, I like Super Hot was my favorite VR game.
Yeah, that's another very good one. Robo Recall.
Yeah.
Beat Saber is very solid.
Yeah, people like Beat Saber. That's the one I was thinking of. But with that, let's move on to some upcoming games. We like to do this every podcast, talk about some stuff that we're excited in the gaming sphere that we may jump into. You guys, either of you want to start off on this?
Go ahead, Mr. Water-based games, so that you can't drink your water.
Yeah. Water game.
Yeah, I'm excited about Subnautica. So Subnautica Sub-Zero has been in beta for a couple months now. I played the beta, and it was good. With Subnautica, the reason it's taken so long is they had an original story, got to the end of it and said, maybe we don't like this, and then brought in a different person, and rewrote the entire story. So the first mission has changed, and there's just gameplay They're not so much gameplay, but story mission changings, right? Subnautica is one of those games where I really enjoy like the searching and crafting games.
Yeah.
Like I really do enjoy those games. I liked Astroneer, and I like Satisfactory, and I like Subnautica, and I liked Minecraft. I just like that genre of games. I don't know what you call it, but I guess adventure survivalist games or something.
Yeah. Like sandbox survival?
Maybe, yeah, whatever it is. I like those games. The thing that's cool about Subnautica is it's single player. It's very pretty. It's a very, very pretty game. And it's really easy just to pick up. Like, it doesn't take... You're in the ocean, go swim and find this thing. Oh, okay, now you've gotten your stuff, you can build a sub. Take the sub and go far to where you've never been before.
Right.
And it's constantly just kind of progressing you along. Oh, and there's a story included. And that's what I like about it, is that it's not one of those games where I can walk away for a month and come back and just pick it right back up and play it again.
Yep. Yeah, and those games are great. I enjoy those a lot. Especially Satisfactory. That was a lot of fun playing that.
Update comes out this month, Ryan.
Satisfactory? Interested. For me, I know I've played a lot with Balrose Eric, but I mean, you've played the other game, Mansions of Madness from the Arkham Files, but there is...
Isn't it like your favorite memory of all of us, a Mansions of Madness memory?
It is. The Arkham Files in general are some of the best memories I have playing board games and stuff, and it's one of my favorite board game series collection, like the Arkham Files and stuff. It's why I've actually looked into maybe getting... the Arkham Horror card game stuff and maybe delving into that, but we'll see. But there's a game coming out on Steam. It's Arkham Horror Mother's Embrace. It looks to be like kind of a like board game video game of playing through the Arkham series with all the same characters that you see throughout all of it. So I'm very interested in that.
It's basically a video game adaptation of the board game, right?
Yep.
This has been
so very interesting.
For a couple of years.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I've got to re-bring it up on my phone. I should have put the date on our fucking script here, but it is coming out.
The one guy in school doesn't know how to do his homework.
God damn it! It's like next time, put the right date on the script as well, bud.
All right, I didn't make the fucking script. Don't put that shit on me, Ricky Bobby. March 23rd. That's when it is. But yeah, I'm excited as hell about that one because I think it's going to be a lot of fun to play through that, and I'm probably going to stream it as well. I got to talk with our friend Roxy and tell her, hey, maybe no Sea of Thieves that day, but we'll see.
I can't believe you don't.
Are you
like
on a schedule for Sea of Thieves? Like, is that like a normal schedule?
Yeah, every Tuesday is when they do it. Yeah.
Wow. Thanks for the invite.
She wants to take us through all of the tall tales. And
aren't you on the server? Can't you just like invite yourself?
No.
No.
Thanks for the invite.
What do you mean by that?
Awkward.
Thanks for the invite, Ryan.
Yeah, you're welcome.
No awkward silence.
Just remember where the fucking highlights are.
I'm just saying, I like Sea of Thieves.
They're lower than what he can get when he does push-ups.
Yeah, I honestly suggested that you join them instead of me, but they were like, "We like you, Ryan." I was like, "Okay, I'll give it a try."
That's what I'm saying. We don't like hack.
No, they like me because I'm crazy. And the first time we played it, I was able to do funny shit, grab a pig, and the pig got killed, and that was funny for like a stream. And then it was like, all right.
Did you barbecue it afterwards?
No, I try to keep it alive. We got our ship sank and by a kraken, I think it was. All of our shit was lost, and one of our people was still alive. Got all the luggage, including Zeke the pig, and put him on the ship. And they were she was trying to get back to like some island that we could meet her with the boat, and she's like, yeah. And then I heard the pig stop squealing, and I looked, and it was a pork chop, and I was like, you didn't feed him?
It's like when a kid starts crying in the house and then suddenly stops. You're too late.
You're too late.
Yeah,
someone's already hurt, or when it's dead silent and there's about to be crying. It's too late. It's already been quiet.
Too late. It's fucked. But Eric, what about you? What are you excited about coming up? I see some I'm excited about too.
Near replicant version 1 point and a lot of numbers afterwards. I'm not even gonna say them all because I didn't read that much of the story, the title.
Yeah.
This was probably my favorite game of 2017. No contest.
Yeah.
No doubt. It was in the running for best narrative. I think it won best music. It was not in the running for game of the year. It should have been. Nothing else came close, in my opinion.
Is this the game where you play as a robot?
Yeah, robot ass, robot thighs.
Yeah, you're playing Android, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I'm just making sure I'm thinking of the right game.
Yeah, it's got 3 playthroughs on it to experience the whole story. 26 endings.
Yeah, it's like a white android. She's like a white girl or something like that.
Yeah, in playthrough 1, yeah, you play as her, and in the second playthrough, you play as her partner, 9S, and then in the third one, it goes to a different direction.
I'm thinking of the right game then.
Yeah, it starts off as like a Android hack and slash type game, and then it really hits you with the philosophy. You just have to experience it.
Yeah,
and then you might lose your save. You might lose your save data. Just FYI.
And you may be pissed. Just fucking no reason really.
One of those things you just got to experience, man. You just got to sit out on the couch and cry a little bit. Let's experience.
Yeah. So I recently re-downloaded Nier Automata because it's on my playlist. With like 7 other games.
With that, what are you guys watching TV show wise? You guys watching anything interesting as we wrap up our podcast for the week?
Why are you trying to wrap up? Huh? You got somewhere to be?
Food that's been sitting here for an hour.
Do you need him to point to the corner and show you where you are?
That's fine.
You know what you should do for next week? You should have like index cards with like not even Sharpie but crayons and be like, Cody, you're here. Food is here.
Yeah. Hey, next time I'll be smart and a little bit faster on the uptake and order the food. Again, I was editing up through this point. Let me tell you, man, it's really discouraging when you have a 7-hour VOD that you've got to edit through, and in about 4 hours you get through 20 minutes.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Don't do a 7-hour stream.
Dude, that's my daily. It's why I want to pay somebody to edit, but yeah.
Me too. I'm with you.
Money.
Current TV show or binging? I did not watch TV shows, but me and my wife sat down this weekend and watched Tenet. Finally.
Ooh, how's that?
Oh my god, it's so confusing.
Confusing what I thought you would say.
Which one of the 9,000 streaming services is that on, so I know what to pirate it from?
I watched it on Apple.
Oh, wait, here, let me just
piracy.
Can't see that.
I watched it on Apple TV, but it literally is a Christopher Nolan movie. If you're not familiar.
And we're going to talk about those, aren't we?
We are. It's about long story short, it's about this guy who is like a CIA agent. He's a CIA agent, and he gets interviewed by these people, and then it starts having to do with people are sending inverted stuff back from the future.
Yeah.
And so what inverted stuff means is that rather than this phone dropping, if you hold your hand above it and it'll come to you. It's inverted. It moves in the opposite direction of our reality.
Okay.
So people are doing with bullets and cars, and it's causing all this havoc.
Geez.
And this guy, the whole point of the story is this guy is trying to pretty much stop the end of the world. Is pretty much what's happening.
Yeah.
The premise, I won't ruin the end of it for you, but the premise is he's trying to stop the end of the world.
Yeah.
But the first hour, you're like, what the hell is going on? Like, there's people from the future. There's bullets that go into guns instead of fire out of them.
That's so weird.
Like, I
love the concept.
It's weird, but at the end of it, you're like, I think I get it.
I think I got it.
I'm not recommending it. Like, I'm not saying it's great, but it's one of those movies where you're like, I think everyone should watch it just to be like, do you get it?
I just like that. You finish the movie and it's like, did you get it?
Yeah, it's kind of like sitting through.
I totally got it, but I just want you to like explain it to me so that like we can be on the same. I just want to make sure you're on the same page as me that you totally got it.
Like it was one of the only movies that me and my wife have sat through silently, like because both of us are like immensely focused, being like trying to follow the plot line. It's like sitting through an advanced calculus class. And you're like, I think I understand what's happening here, but then you try to write it down.
You've never been in advanced calculus.
I haven't, but you start to write it down, and you realize you drew a mountain with a lake next to it instead of actually wrote down the equation.
But did you find the answer?
No.
No. What about you, Eric? What are you binging any shows, anything movie related, or any other non-gaming media?
I'm on an anime kick. I'm caught up on Attack on Titan.
My man, that's what I was gonna say. Attack on Titan is poggies.
Watched the first half of Promised Neverland.
Like season 1?
The first half of season 1, yeah, and it's actually it's pretty good. Not gonna lie.
I've heard it's really good. I need to watch that.
10 minutes of the first episode, I was like, this is pretty lame, and then stuff happens, and I was like, oh. This is why this is rated 14 at least.
Yeah. I'm usually good with, that's why shit happens.
Witch Hunter Robin's a rewatch. I'm on episode 4 of that.
Nice.
Did you guys ever watch Pokemon all the way through?
The anime?
It's still going.
I know, but I'm saying, did you ever watch it all the way? I watched it as a kid, and it would I'd watch an episode. And then next time it happened to be on TV, I'd watch an episode.
I mean, I don't remember where the original series ended. I watched the Kanto region.
That's what I'm saying. I watched that.
Yeah, that's Ash and those
when
guys,
they added photographer dude, I was out.
Well, I watched it as a kid up until they came out with a movie, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I watched part of Sinnoh, but I couldn't tell you where I stopped. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh! I watched all of Yu-Gi-Oh! But if you ask me if I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! After the original series, no.
It's one of those things where I've thought about it. Like, maybe I should just go back and watch it. But then I'm like, no, that wouldn't be very fun.
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference between those type of cartoons and then, actual anime.
Yeah, more of adult-themed.
Well, it's not even about the adult theme. It's just the style and story. Those kind of cartoons have a monster of the week appeal. Whereas a lot of your animes have an overarching story. And they're not 300 episodes. There are some that are 500. But even though have an arcing story.
I used to love Digimon as a kid. Solid show.
Digimon was pretty good.
Digimon was always the little stepbrother of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, but I couldn't see Pokemon in Yu-Gi-Oh! Most of the time.
Yeah.
Did my mom not let you?
No. My parents, I didn't have satellite or anything like that. I had my 13 channels.
I'm sorry. Not really. The internet exists.
Dad. For me, I same as Eric. I've been watching weekly Attack on Titan, loving the fuck out of it. It's very good, very good. If you want to get into anime, when it's all done, I would tell people to binge Attack on Titan. One of the best anime I've ever watched. Could be tops for me when we get all the way through it. I just have to see where we go. And then I actually caught up on Ruby, Rooster Teeth's anime that they make. Haven't watched it in a while, so I was able to catch up on that. It's all right. It's cool. But yeah, other than that, that's my fucking TV stuff. I hardly watch TV. It's literally like weekly animes right now for me.
Same.
I would say that, like, for simplicity, I think Attack on Titan should have been done at the end of season 3.
Potentially. I'm enjoying a lot of what's happening in the
Yeah, I like what's happening now, but like that could have been its own series.
Yeah.
You could have ended it at the end of season 3 and then have like a part 2 series.
Yeah.
Because it is a pretty significant time jump, and like they like it's gonna be very hard for them to wrap it up in one season. There's just so much for the
My little brother thinks that they're going to do a season 2. He thinks there's 100% going to be a like part 2, like there was.
Yeah, they're gonna call it like final season part 2 or name it some other nonsense like they did with the 3rd season.
Yep, that's what I think. But yeah, it's fucking good. I enjoy Attack on Titan a lot. But last thing that you guys want to discuss, and I'm fucking down. It's one of my favorite movie series. DC sucks at movies. The last time we got good movies was the fucking Dark Knight. What's happening with DC?
They lost their soul.
Well, DC just needs to give in and be rated R. They really do.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Is Marvel, like, Avengers isn't, but I know they did Deadpool as rated R.
Yeah, but
that was Fox.
Yeah, that was before Disney owned Fox.
I see.
The problem with
this wasn't even Marvel.
Me and Eric have had these conversations a lot. The problem with DC is they're trying to be Marvel, and Marvel has always been the more family-friendly of the two comic books. Does Marvel have its dark points? Yes, but DC, specifically Batman, because that's all the DC seems to focus on.
It's not just DC. Like TV in general wants to be dark, and it also wants to be kid friendly at the same time, and the two just don't mix.
They don't. Like here's something crazy. You could make a movie, okay? They like something that's never really been touched on. They've kind of hinted at it in Justice League when the Joker kills Justin Todd. Okay, in the comics, Jason Todd. Sorry, yeah. What did I say? Justin.
Yep.
Jason. Yeah.
Yep.
When he kills him in the comics, it's extremely brutal.
Jensen.
Yeah.
It's extremely
really unhappy with you. By the way,
it's extremely graphic, right? It's a very graphic beating. They've never put it in a movie.
Well, it's like The Killing Joke. Like that was
the Killing Joke
the comic was supposed to be.
Yeah, The Killing Joke. Yeah. But like, if you want to, there's so many moments in the Batman universe where you could have these super dark moments. You could almost make a horror movie out of something like the Scarecrow, right?
I love Scarecrow.
Like Scarecrow is a creepy ass dude that drugs his people and makes them paranoid. Like you could honestly almost make a horror movie out of it. But rather than that, they put him in one movie and he's kind of like this. He makes you hallucinate a little bit, maybe not.
Well, it's no offense to horror movies, but they just don't sell as well.
Like, I think if DC stops trying to be Marvel, is when they'll find their thing. But I mean, they're launching Batman again for like what we had Christopher Nolan's Batman's in the last one came out in like 12 or 13.
I think so.
That was Bane, right?
And then
we had
yeah.
Then we had Ben Affleck as the two Batmans, right?
Did you like Ben Affleck?
I didn't think he did a terrible job.
I think he did. He was.
And now you're having what's his name be Batman? Pattinson.
Patterson or Pattinson.
Whatever his name is. But then like you've got two different Jokers. You've got the Joker that's in the Suicide Squad and the Joker that's in Birds of Prey, and then you've got the Joker that's in the Joker now. Like they're just
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, like stop for 5 seconds and stop making these offshoots and make one freaking trilogy. You know what I mean? And
They
stick
need,
with it.
like you said, a cohesive thing where it's like they can do the shit where they like tried to do with the Justice League, where you have Ben Affleck, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and bring it together, kind of like Marvel. They tried to do that, but they did it shittily.
Yeah, they rushed it. They're like, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do what Marvel did in 10 years. We're gonna do it in 3.
Right.
I mean, Iron Man.
To be fair, from Iron Man 1 to the first Avengers movie, it was only like 4 years.
Yeah, but we had all of the other characters had their own movie at that point. Justice League never gave us a Cyborg movie. Who no one cares. No, they never gave us a Flash movie.
I mean, you had 2 Iron Mans, a Captain America, a Thor, and yes, we can count an Incredible Hulk movie that didn't star the same Incredible Hulk.
But what I'm saying is you had a
you
basis
had half the Avengers had their own movie. Yes.
Yeah, Wonder Woman. Did Wonder Woman have a movie out by the time she didn't even have her movie out by the time she appeared in Justice League?
No, she did, because she appeared in Batman versus Superman, then her movie, then Justice League.
Was that the order?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think okay. That I think that DC until they just embrace rated R. That's their move, because Disney's never going to embrace rated R.
You just kind of capitalize the rated R superhero market that way, because like you could make better movies than Deadpool.
Oh, and I mean, to be fair, the Marvel comics don't really embrace rated R either.
No,
like when characters die, it's nowhere near as gory as it is in DC. I mean, like the Spider-Verse is a little bit different because the Venom series is very gory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Marvel does have their dark characters. They're just not the Tony Starks.
Yeah.
Yep.
The and I feel like there's way more. Not there's way more. I feel like the villains in DC are what they should be trying to sell. The villains on the DC side have always been a little better than they have on the Marvel side. The heroes on the Marvel side are better than the heroes on the DC side.
Yeah.
I mean, the day-to-day, yeah. But, like, Darkseid just doesn't compare to Thanos.
No.
Or Galactus. Like, the day-to-day villains do, but that's part of Marvel's shtick, is that, like, they are very much a threat of the week. Whereas, like, I mean, Batman and Joker is kind of the same thing. It's like, oh no, what did the Joker do this comic series?
Yeah, I mean,
except when Joker does something, it is kind of meaningful.
Well, and if you take out most Batman's villains, you're left with Superman's villains. Wonder Woman fights gods, and Aquaman always fights like a kind of sea-based villain.
Yeah. And that just kind of sucks. DC's cool. I like a lot of DC concepts, but yeah, their movies have been bad. For sure.
They're not going to get any better.
Titans is not that good, in my opinion, by the way.
I know. I haven't started season 2 yet.
I didn't get through, like, the second episode of season 1.
Yeah. Is it because of the girl?
I don't like Raven. I don't like Starfire. The Dick Grayson's okay. Like,
I hated Raven. I thought she did an awful job.
It's hard to want to watch a show about characters that you like, and the characters that you like are the ones you're like, no, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
DC needs to stick to the animated universe. That's where they're winning.
Yeah. I believe that for sure. Yeah.
There's no show that compares like Young Justice or the Justice League.
Batman Beyond.
They see the money that Avengers brings in, and they want some of that.
I mean, fine, use the same formula.
Yeah.
I mean, in reality, the thing about Marvel, I'll speak to their thing. I didn't even know who the Guardians of the Galaxy were when their movie came out.
Yep.
No idea. Now, Guardians of the Galaxy.
I gave a shit about them.
Is like, it might be my favorite non-Deadpool super like Marvel movie. Like think like Guardians of the Galaxy is always on my phone. I've probably watched it 30 times, both of them. I really like the formula of Guardian of the Galaxy. Thor Ragnarok is right there, but
what Marvel does that DC hasn't done in any non-trilogy movie, it makes you care about the characters. Like even Wonder Woman's movie didn't make you care about anybody but Gal Gadot.
Yeah, and the second Wonder Woman is not good.
And to be fair, like the first one, like it really didn't do a good job of introducing her. It's fine, like it's a good movie. I'm not gonna say it's a bad movie, but like for introducing Wonder Woman as a character in comparison to what Marvel does is not the same.
Yeah.
Even the Dark Knight trilogy, like the first and third ones are not that good. It's the second one that brings it together.
The Dark Knight is the best one of the three.
Like
Batman,
if that movie doesn't exist, that whole series becomes immediately forgettable, and it's really just because of Heath Ledger.
Yeah, I think 3 is better than 1.
I like Scarecrow though, so I'm kind of biased.
I think that the college humor remakes of 1 and 3 are better than 1 and 3.
Damn,
I think
wrong.
3 has its moments. I think Bane was a more intimidating enemy than Ra's al Ghul was.
Oh yeah.
That's because like even somebody like Raish like doesn't get portrayed that well. He got portrayed the best on the CW.
Yeah.
Which to be fair, like if Gotham hadn't been out, the CW would have had Batman. They literally couldn't have Batman in that Arrowverse because of Gotham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had Batwoman.
Yeah, that's a good example. Gotham was a show I really enjoyed at the beginning, and then I was just like, why am I watching this show? Like,
yeah,
it's just not that good. And it makes you just lose interest. I'm like, if it's a comic book universe, I want like kind of some ridiculousness here. Like sometimes DC try to makes their stuff too realistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like the Arrowverse was pretty good up until a certain point. Like the writing teams on all the shows changed or something.
Mm-hmm.
We are Team Flash. Like, no, you're not. The Flash is Team fucking Flash. The rest of you are just a couple of genius kids. Go to another city, find more of them.
I wish they would make a Flash movie. I think I'd be interested in watching it.
I mean, it's been in the rumors forever.
Yeah, that's never pulled the trigger.
I thought Supergirl's supposed to be in it.
Maybe, but the Flash was supposed to come out when the whole Justice League thing came out, but now the Zack Snyder Justice League movie's coming out. That's going to be almost 4 hours long.
Zack Snyder.
I mean, the best person to play a DC character is Stephen Amell. He played a full 7 seasons as the Green Arrow and exited on the best note that anybody could have hoped for on his own terms.
Yeah. I liked Christian Bale's Batman a lot, but I think I'm biased in that.
I like
Christian Bale was a good Batman.
I think he definitely is my favorite Batman.
Not a lot of contest there.
I don't like that. I think it's ridiculous that when there's points in the movie that I think are dumb. Like when he talks to Lucius. He talks to him when he's not in Batman. He talks normally, and then when he runs into him in the cape, he's like, "Where are the drugs?" He's got like that stupid Batman voice again. All of a sudden, you're like, you're talking to this guy. Knows who you are.
He knows. Well, I really like DC, but I think I only like the characters more so than I like a lot of their movies. Like I really like Heath Ledger, and I really like Christian Bale as Batman too.
The best DC content is Young Justice.
Yeah, Young Justice is very.
It's not even close. That's the unfortunate thing. Which is sad because like Raven's my favorite DC character, and like they just don't do a good portrayal of her each time.
The actress that played her in Titans was just awful.
I mean, the writing was terrible.
It's so bad. She's the most selfish character ever. That's all I said the whole time watching that show with my wife was like, Raven is so selfish. Everything's about her. Everything's about me. All of her friends are dying. What's wrong with me? Nobody likes me.
She's a teenage girl on an HBO show. That's their stick. God. Like that. Yeah. That's the teenage girl on every fucking network.
So needy.
Why won't you support my bakery? It's like you're 14.
Yeah.
What startup money do we have?
Dumb. So what'd you get from Chick-fil-A, Ryan?
Yeah. I have a Sammy and some fries.
Sammy?
I also
Spicy?
tried to get nuggies. Yeah. I tried to get nuggies. They didn't give me my nuggies, so I got to get a refund on that too.
Why doesn't
QQ.
Chick-fil-A make spicy nuggies?
Why don't they?
Yeah, have you ever thought about that?
Incompetence.
'Cause
I
they'd
work
have-
there, so I mean, like when
They'd
they
have
make
to
their
roll them into
food.
spices on Sunday to have them out on Monday or something.
Wait,
I
you
don't
worked
know.
at Chick-fil-A?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Why'd you quit?
Shit, if I didn't have a job right now, I'd be working at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
They
why'd
pay
you
like-
quit Chick-fil-A?
They pay like $15.50 an hour.
They did not pay me that well. Sadly.
No, they do. Well, I mean,
Probably
they do now.
Yeah, it was fine. It was a summer job, and I was going back to college, and I was like, nah.
Give us some secrets about Chick-fil-A. You're the first person I've ever met that's worked there.
Their shit's fresh as fuck. Like, if you ever like are worried about like, yo, they bring their chicken. No, that shit. They have a fucking old lady back there on every Tuesday and Thursday, cutting up chicken. So if you ever were worried about them shit not being fresh, don't. The fries obviously aren't, but I mean, like chicken stuff, every chicken-based thing, fucking all of it is fresh as hell.
So they're hand battering it back there?
Mm-hmm.
So they could hand batter spicy chicken nuggets, no problem.
That's what I'm saying. You asked that, and I thought, and I was like, they should be able to do it, but I think they marinate the spicy chicken sandwich is a different thing, obviously, and then they have a different flour mix, and they have separate fryers. Like they have the spicy fryer, and then they have the main fryer. So I think the other issues, they only had one spicy fryer because spicy sandwiches weren't as popular as the normal chicken.
Dude,
That's
I know that Chick-fil-A can't add anything to their menu.
Why?
Like the one at our place has 2 lines going around the entire building now. Like
Yep.
where are they going to expand?
Yeah, both our chick. So here in Kansas, we have a Chick-fil-A. They're on the same. The ironic part is they're on the same road. So you have like these cross sections, right? It's called Rock. So they're both on Rock Road.
This is so unfortunate.
When you leave work, you either have to go to the one on the left or the one on the right. They're equal distance from each other, and you have to guess which one's going to be busier.
That reminds me, there was literally going up to my grandpa's lake house when I was a kid. On the road, you'd go through a little town, and you would hit a stoplight. And to your left, there was a speedway. And to your right, there was another speedway. Just right there.
You know why they do that? That shit's genius, actually, because people don't want to make a left turn into those.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you know there's a special city wherever Chick-fil-A was started in Georgia? They have like unique Chick-fil-A restaurants.
Are they open on Sundays?
I don't know, but they have like a Hawaiian themed one, and like they have different menu items.
Like
Here's
the
the thing,
inside's Hawaiian themed?
Yeah, like like one of them has like sweet potato fries instead of regular fries.
Ooh.
Like they have
You know-
different menu items.
That doesn't really make a difference to me. I'm going to order a number 4 through the app and do curbside.
What's the number 4? Is it chicken strips?
I don't know what a number 4 is. I was just bullshitting a
Oh,
number.
I think that's chicken strips because that's what I
Probably.
get. I usually get chicken strips or I get the spicy chicken sandwich. That's my go-tos.
The one
They're
here is now at 3 lanes wide.
They increased it a lane.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So you have the 2, and then because it wraps around the building, it creates a 3rd lane during lunchtime.
Jesus. I think their breakfast is the best fast food breakfast.
Food breakfast, it's still shit.
Chick-fil-A's fast food breakfast is amazing.
That's how I feel about it.
Have you had it?
It's fine. Like it's chicken and a butter biscuit.
No, their sausage burrito's delicious.
It's a sausage burrito. There's an organization on base every fucking day that's like, hey, if you'll pay us $3 to $5, we'll make you a shitty sausage burrito. And I'm like, no, I'll just take my protein bar and a coffee. Thank you.
Oh, well, can't make everybody happy.
No. you
No.
can't.
But I'm trying to help the Ryans out there in the world.
Here's the thing, bud.
The two of them
I love
that
y'all.
are watching.
Yeah. I love y'all. My fries are cold and I'm pissed. So it's been a fantastic gamer side quest. And I hope you guys had a good time.
Oh.
And we will see y'all next Monday where Rye Guy will eat before the podcast. So
You
the
know,
fries
that
will
could
be
be the
ordered.
thing. We could bring dinner to it.
We could all eat at the podcast and have a discussion.
We could.
And
I
we
like
could all
that.
order the same thing. And we all get to pick what the other people eat for that week.
Wait, how do we all order the same thing and then we pick what each other person eats?
Well, we'd have to pick. Like if it's Ryan's, we keep like, hey, go get Chick-Fil-A for the podcast and get a number 4.
So wouldn't you just pick what everybody gets?
Well, we would all. Well, it's just an idea. We could all eat the same thing and then review what we just ate. The only thing is you couldn't pick a place that I don't got. Like you can't pick Skyline, Ryan. I'm sorry, I don't got Skyline.
Ain't nobody eating that shit anyways.
Good night, everybody. I've
See ya.
never been more offended in my life.
Bye.